Hello everyone, welcome back to Top Chat, where we've just been watching the gameplay for Watch Dogs Legion.
Whoop,
Isn't
whoop.
that right, mate? Hi, I'm Matt, with me is Joe. And
Hello.
yeah, we're pretty excited, because since the start of Top Chat, we've been clamouring for a game set in our home city of London, and we finally bloody got it, haven't we, mate?
Yeah, pretty much every single time I've done any kind of predictions, like I've predicted that GTA 6 will be in London, predicted that the next Fallout should be in London,
You did, yeah.
and now we've got Watch Dogs.
Now we have, what, is it Watch Dogs 3 or Watch
it's
Dogs?
Watch Dogs Legion.
Legion, okay,
Yeah.
so unnumbered, but...
It's more of a dystopian, futuristic setting than I was originally hoping for. I kind of wanted like a contemporary
Yeah,
London,
but it is
however,
still...
it looks good.
It looks great. We're going to go through the setting, of course. That is our biggest sort of draw to this game, because neither of us have played Watch Dogs before. Is that correct?
I've played the original Watch Dogs.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I've not played either, and to be honest, my interest in the series has been limited until now. So we're going to go through the setting. We're going to talk about what we've seen of the gameplay, and then kind of like the storyline and the plot and so on and so forth. So
Indeed.
let's get started with London.
London.
Side note, actually, I think the accents on the gameplay trailer are fine, or like the voice acting. But in the E3 trailer, that 2.5-minute one, the voiceover guy it sounds like someone doing a really bad...
It is very much
accent.
that, like... The thing is about the London accent is everyone thinks it's Cockney, but Cockney's just East London.
Yeah.
So, like, all these games that come to England are very like, oh, you're alright, governor, how's it going?
And it couldn't be farther from the truth.
Yeah, just listen to us and our
Yeah.
dulcet tones.
Exactly. Dulcet. Yeah, exactly. So in the gameplay, I very much like the fact that they've all got quite normal voices to a point. I mean, the first guy that you see, the bald fella, he's kind of got a bit of a London thing going on, but that's fine.
I like the swearing.
I like the swearing too. They feel like I feel like they've
very
nailed
London because basically we use like the F word, the S word, basically just as like
that filler.
pretty much. Yeah, we use it to describe things and emphasise things.
Yeah,
So it's very commonplace in the London tongue.
it is. You've nailed that. Ubisoft, Montreal. Who's developing this? I don't know.
Believe it's the one from France.
Okay, good job. I've done my homework. But
Yeah,
anyway,
exactly.
let's talk about London, our city.
Yes.
It looks pretty great.
It does.
It looks like they've almost done a one-to-one replication as well, because in the gameplay trailer you see, I've forgotten his name again, but the first guy that the person
it's
doing
Ian.
Ian, you see Ian drive from Piccadilly Circus to sort of like Nelson's
Trafalgar
Column,
Square,
Trafalgar Square, British Museum, that kind of area. No, not British Museum. It's one of the art museums. Anyway, that area, and it takes roughly the right amount of time
Yeah.
as I think it would in real life.
We did have a bit of a pet peeve with the bus, number 42, just saying city
Yeah,
centre.
the number 42, I believe, goes to Aldgate.
Wow.
So I don't know which.
Knowledge of the city.
Yeah, it's a South London bus that goes Aldgate or maybe Liverpool Street. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. That was a pet peeve that it just says city centre, but you can't have everything, can you? Really?
But I like the London bus designs and all. Like you've still got the London aesthetic there, but it's underneath this dystopian, maybe like 20 years, 30 years futuristic kind of vibes, which I
Yeah.
think is going to be quite fun.
Yeah, perhaps they're predicting what will happen if Sadiq Khan stays as mayor any longer.
Ooh, satire.
No, to be fair, I quite like Sadiq, to be honest.
Well-
Anyway, we're not. There's a rabbit hole we won't go down unless you wanted to.
Well, we're on the precipice of having Boris Johnson as our Prime Minister.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So,
Wow.
when art imitates life, as they say.
Yeah. You never know.
So,
What do we see? We see the Shard. We see.
yeah.
I mean, from that like aerial shot, you see the Shard. You see the city. When I say the city, for those that don't know, I mean kind of like the Liverpool Street area where you've got the Gherkin, the mobile phone building, the Leadenhall building. That's kind of like our skyscraper region, if you like. And then Canary Wharf is a little bit further on, but I don't think you see Canary Wharf.
No, well, so I've read somewhere, I can't quite remember where, that the boundaries of the map are going to be north, Camden Town, which is
Oh,
like
we
the
see Camden.
famous.
Yep.
Yeah, it's at the end of the sort of gameplay. and it's a famous sort of music-y punk region of Camden with the famous Stables Market, so we also get to see.
Very alternative.
Yeah, indeed.
Cool place.
And then to the east, I believe the boundary is Tower Hamlets, which encompasses sort of Hackney and Shoreditch, which actually everyone thought, considering the tone of Watch Dogs 2, that we'd sort of get this Shoreditch kind of vibe where everyone's kind of cool and like that kind of crowd. We've had a complete tonal shift once again in the Watch Dogs series with this, though. We'll get into that a bit later. It goes down east to Canary Wharf, apparently. With
it does go to Canary
the
Wharf.
south border being Brixton, which we also see in the trailer.
You do, yeah.
And then to the west, the border is Buckingham Palace, that sort of way.
That's not very far.
It's not very far, but there's not a lot.
There's not a lot in West
going
London.
in West London unless you've got a massive house.
Unless you work there, which
like
I do.
You do, yeah.
Yeah, West London is. Yeah, you're quite right. It's just where all the footballers live, to be honest.
Exactly, yeah. So it's quite a sizable region, and especially if it's 1-to-1 as well.
If it's 1-to-1, that's going to take you a good. I'd say at least a good hour to circumnavigate, maybe.
Yeah, probably.
It's going to be a big old map, that. So yeah, it looks great. It's yeah, like you say, it's kind of a true to life replication, however, with a little bit of that dystopian, everything's gone wrong vibe, and there's robots everywhere, and fires and stuff like that. So
and the evil corporation Albion,
yeah,
which is the
West Brom have come down from Birmingham.
Albion is the old way of saying
Is West
England
Brom
or something.
Birmingham? No, that's Aston Villa. Where the hell's West Brom?
It is Birmingham.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Albion's the what? I talked over you.
It's some old word for England or something. So it's got that sort of EDL, English Defence League kind of vibes going on. They're probably like Britain for the British,
Watch Dogs
Brexit
3.
and all that.
Yeah, nailing the future. But the setting...
Yeah, very good.
Very good, Ubisoft. We approve. So, moving on to... Should we talk about the...
Well, let's talk about the biggest gameplay element, I reckon.
Yeah, so
is that the NPCs are now just PCs.
They are PC. Everyone's a PC.
You can recruit everyone.
By which we mean playable character,
Indeed.
not police constable. So yeah, you can, as you say, you can recruit anyone, you can play as anyone. We see in the gameplay trailer that there's two different agents from, what's it called?
Albion.
No.
DedSec.
DedSec, thank you. Two different agents from DedSec trying to recruit this guy called Jimmy, and then at the end of the gameplay trailer, he puts in a little headphone, he's connected to Bagley, I believe? Your little
the
robot commander who gives you your tasks and your orders.
Yeah, very similar to Iron Man's little voice in his head.
What's that called? I don't even like Iron Man, but that's going to
remember.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. And then he puts the headphone in, and the gameplay trailer ends with him being like the next person that you're controlling, which is pretty cool. And then Bagley does this quite well rehearsed voiceover where he's like, everyone's got a reason to fight, and anyone can be recruited into, what's it called? DedSec. And yeah, so everyone's playable.
Yeah, including grandmas.
There's a great little sequence, isn't there? About 2.5, 3 minutes long of a grandma going ham in New Scotland Yard.
Indeed.
So yeah, I mean, check it out. We've probably got it running in the background, to be honest, because we've already talked for longer than I thought. I was originally going to loop just the trailer, but why not? We'll put the gameplay in the background for you lot to enjoy. Well, you've been watching it for 8 minutes already, so that was pointless. Moving on to
the plot.
The plot.
Well, the plot obviously is
story?
Post-Brexit Britain. The government seems to have been taken over by some corporation.
Is that confirmed?
Albion.
Is it meant to be post-Brexit, or are you just spitballing?
It was in the leak.
Okay.
They didn't necessarily say as much, but I think that's sort of like the general idea. There's like a falling government, some corporation has taken over, and obviously as DedSec we are the people rebelling to take back our country. So it's going to be interesting from a narrative point of view. I'm interested.
You're interested?
I am. I'm interested to see what they do, considering that we don't have one protagonist. We're having all of these different ones. Is there going to be is there going to be a story presented just to us, or is it presented to a few sort of characters that we regularly keep in contact with? It's going to be interesting to see how they do that.
Yeah, we didn't see a sort of main villain either. It's just Albion is this sort of ever-present threat within the city that obviously we're trying to fight back against, but there's no figurehead, there's no sort of posters or anything or billboards with the main bad guy that you would see in something like Far Cry, for example. Hyung-Min Son, that's his name, isn't it? That's definitely not his name. Yeah, it looks like a great game. Not much more to say about it, to be honest, really. We were just hyped about the setting finally being London. We've sort of predicted this. I think in my interview with Fishy, we mentioned the possibility of Watch Dogs coming to London. He sort of tweeted about it a few weeks ago as well, because I think he heard a rumour and he's a bit more connected than we are, so perhaps he did actually know. But anyway, looks good.
It's out March 6th, I believe. And when it comes out, I reckon we're going to be doing a lot of gameplays. Especially considering that last bit, which goes in Camden Town. That is about a 2-minute walk from where I work.
So we're going to go and blow it up.
Yeah, we're just going to go have a good time in the pub.
We're going to have a lovely time in the pub.
Hopefully there's Weatherspoons scattered around.
If there's not, I'm returning my copy of the game. Anyway, we're excited. Hopefully you are all too. Let us know in the comments. Tweet us at Top Chat Podcast. We're going to now talk about another game in a minute, so look out for that on the channel. Guess that's it. Bye for now.
Bye for now.